An elementary school classroom in a slum by Stephen Spender. Stephen Spender was an English poet and an essayist. He left University College, Oxford without taking a degree and went to Berlin in 1930. Spender took a keen interest in politics and declared himself to be a socialist and pacifist. Books by Spender include Poems of Dedication, The Age of Wing, The Creative Element, The Struggle of the Modern, and an autobiography, World Within World. In an elementary school classroom in a slum, he has concentrated on theme of the social injustice and class inequalities. Have you ever visited or seen an elementary school in a slum? What does it look like? We have to think over this poem. After this, far, far from gusty waves, these children's faces, like rootless weeds, the hair torn around their pallor, a tall girl with her weighed down head, the paper seeming boy with rat's eyes, the stunted unlucky hair of twisted bones reciting a father's gnarled disease. His lesson from his desk at, at back of the dim class, one unnoted, sweet and young. His eyes live in a dream of squirrel's game in a tree room. Other than this, in this first stanza, poet describes the physical appearance of children and their attitude towards classroom. He begins the poem with slum is far from wide open spaces like sea, and children are like rootless weeds. So, like rootless weeds means unwanted or insignificant, they have no importance. And hair torn around their pallor. Word pallor, it look like diseased face. The nearly children are like rootless weeds means the children are unwanted and insignificant. Again he tells about a tall girl. The tall girl with her weighed down head means weighed down head. It seems that the girl is under burden. And she is burdened with the miseries of poverty. The paper seeming boy with rat eyes. Another he tells about a boy who paper seeming boy, very thin boy, weak, feeble, with rat's eyes. His eyes are just like a rat eyes. So another young boy is sitting at his desk. The stunted unlucky hair of twisted bones reciting a father Gnarl's disease, his lesson from his desk. So the paper swimming boy, from paper swimming boy to from his desk, means poet tells us about a boy sitting in the classroom. He has received, he inherited the bone disease of his father, and so he is very thin and eyes like a rat. At back of the dim class, unnoted, sweet and young, his eyes live in a dream of squirrel's game in tree room. Other than this, a boy who is sitting on the last bench in the dim class here means there is no proper light in the classroom is in darkness, and the young boy is sitting unnoticed in the last row of the back of the classroom, and he is dreaming. He live in a dream. He is dreaming, or he is thinking the games of his childhood on the branches of tree. He thinks about the games on the branches of tree like squirrel's game. On sour cream wall, donations. Shakespeare's head, cloudless at dawn, civilized doom riding all cities, build flowery Trolley valleys, Trolley Valley, open-handed map awarding the world its world. In this stanza, poet says that the walls of the classrooms are dirty and have changed color, and he described the color on sour cream wall, and on that wall there are some pictures that are donated by rich people, and picture like Shakespeare's head of Shakespeare in that picture, the sky cloudless at dawn, cloudless sky at dawn means morning time, civilized doom riding. So here civilized any building doom with field luxuries, riding all cities, wild flowery Trolley Valley, open-handed map. The pictures consist of like this: awarding the world its world. They gives the picture of a different world, a world in which the slum children live, and a world from we get information through the pictures that are hang on the walls. For these children, these windows, not this map, their world, where all their future painted with a fog. But such pictures no importance, have no importance for the slum children. Their future is painted with a fog in a dark future. They have no bright future. A narrow street sealed in with a lead sky, far, far from rivers, caves, and stars of words. The poet emphasizes or pressurizes how far the children are from a better education, snow-capped mountain and rivers. All they see is their dark and narrow street and polluted sky, the lead sky, polluted sky. They have no hope and no light in their dark future. Surely Shakespeare is wicked, the map a bad example, with ships and sun and love tempting them to steal. For lives that slily turn in their cramped holes, from fog to endless night, on their slag heap. These children wear skins peeped through by bones and spectacles of steel, with men their slag heap. These children wear skins peeped through by bones and spectacles of steel, with mended glass, like bottle beads on stones. All of their time and space are foggy slum, so blot their maps with slums as big as do. In this stanza, poet tries to say that Shakespeare is wicked. Shakespeare is wicked, and the map a bad example, because they want the slum children to go into the different world, but it is impossible for them to go, or we can say this world is beyond their reach. The pictures of ships, sun, so pictures of love, ships, and the bright sun attract them, and he attract the children to steal, and he attract them to steal. Here means they want to escape from the world in which they live, and want to start a new life, for lives that slowly turn in their cramped holes. And the life in which they are living, they are living in the slum, and they want to change their life. They want to start a new life. From fog to endless night. However, they do not realize when the new day begins. On their slag heap, these children with mended wear skins peeped through the bones. Here, wear skins peeped through by bones means they look so thin. Their bodies are so thin that it seems their bones are peeping, like bottle beads of stone, and all of their time and space are foggy slum. Their life is in slum. They live in an unclear world and blot their maps with the slum as big as doom. So they live in an unclear world and have lived with their since they were born. They lived in the slum with their birth. And it is better to show them maps of other slums, like another in place of maps or pictures of the Shakespeare or other map. Poets say that it is better for the slum children to show them the picture of another slum, and to show them their reality in place of the map of the world. Unless governor, inspector, visitor, this map becomes their window, and these windows that shut upon their lives like catacombs. Break, oh break, open till they break the town, and show the children to green fields and make their world run azure on gold sands, and let their tongues run naked into books, and white and green leaves open history there whose language is the sun. The last stanza deals with a hope. The last stanza deals with the hope of betterment of the children in the slum. Poet said that it is the responsibility of governor, inspector, visitors, or those rich people to improve the life of poor children in slum. They live like catacombs, and slums are like tombs, and these children live as if they were already dead. The word and break open till they break the town. The poet requests or urges the children to break free of these slums. And the poet wants that the children must be free from the life of slum. And he so their open green fields make their world. And he wants the children to get an opportunity to run freely in the green fields and open spaces or gold sand, golden beach. Let their tongues run naked into books. And they should be given an opportunity to read the books. Even they should be given an opportunity to empower themselves. So this articulation will ensure that they create a history for themselves and thus lead a better life. Simply, the poem deals with the slum children, how miserable they lead a life. In their life is full of misery and poverty. They have no hope. But finally, poet make a request the governor, inspector, visitor, or rich people or who are responsible for them that they should try to improve their condition, and it is the responsibility of all people to improve the condition of children who are living in slum. Okay. After reading the poem and explanation, we will try to understand the poetic devices, especially figures of speech. These are very important for the examination. A question related poetic device is generally asked. So we try to notice the figures of speech or means poetic device in this poem. First we will take the word like rootless weeds. Notice the word like. Like, so, as. If the words are used in the line like, so, as, the figures of speech is generally known as simile. So notice that, so like rootless weeds, which figure of speech in this word, in this phrase? Simile. Again, try to find out the word like this. As big as do. The word as has been used in this phrase, so the figure of speech is simile. So as big as. Again, try to notice in the poem the word used like this, as, like. Again, we take another example of like cat combs. Notice, like cat combs. It is also simile. Word like has been used. and to slums as big as doom, like catacombs, countless weed, and like bottle beads on stones. Notice the word like. Figures of speech, simile. So simply notice that the words like, as, so are generally used to show simile. The comparison is made without using this word, like, as, so, without using these words. The figure of speech known as metaphor. Try to notice the metaphor. Rat's eyes. Rat's eyes. Here eyes is compared with rat. Rat's eyes. Any boy eyes is just compared with rat eyes. But there is no word of comparison here. Like, so, or as. So we can say the figure of speech in this line metaphor. So rat eyes metaphor. Again, father's gnarly disease. He has received the father disease. In this also metaphor. Squirrel's game. The game of squirrel is compared with the game of boy in childhood, but there is no word of comparison like, as, or so. That is why the figure of speech in this line metaphor. Futures painted with a fog. Here future is just compared with a fog, darkness, but there is no word also, the word of comparison in this line. So the figure of speech is metaphor. Figure of speech, future painted with a fog. Figure of speech metaphor. Notice the word a lead sky, and a narrow street are sealed with a lead sky. A narrow street is just compared with a lead sky, but there is no word of comparison also here. So a lead sky are in this line figure of speech metaphor. There is irony in the complete second stanza, and on sour cream walls to stars of the world, and complete stanza is also example of irony. Again notice the two word far, far from, far, far. And when the same word is repeated, the poetic device is known as repetition. So far from and far, far. The figure of speech or poetic device repetition. Language is the sun. Their language is the sun. So their language is, their whose language is sun, the poetic device is symbolism. Notice the poetic device. Their whose language is the sun, poetic device means the slum children will make a new beginning of and history for themselves if they are given education, freedom, power and opportunity. So there is symbolism. And notice the term gusty waves. Gusty waves. Rootless weeds. Only word rootless weeds. Again, paper seeming boy. Sour cream wall. Sheep and sun. Bottles. Leave the word like. Bottle beats on stones. Again. Again. Gold sands. And finally, state bones. The poetic device is imagery. And they give the different descriptions suggesting the various images. So the poetic device is known as imagery. Dear students, after reading the poem, after explain the poem, carefully trace the poetic devices. You write down on the notebook the phrases and related poetic devices, or make the column of one side poetic devices and other side the lines related to it, so that the poem will be very clear after that. After that, you will receive the comprehension questions related to it and some other additional question also.